The director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, doubling down on the explosive Russiagate allegations, claiming that President Obama and his national security team promoted the creation of a, quote, contrived narrative, pushing the idea that Russia interfered in the 2016 election in order to help President Trump win. Let's bring in our political panel, Marc Short and Megan Hayes. So here is what Tulsi Gabbard said in the White House briefing room the other day. Listen here.
There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't.
So, Mark, why don't you start us off here? I mean, obviously, Russia tried to interfere to some degree in the 2016 election. The fine line, though, is whether he interfered to help Trump win or whether he was just trying to undermine the idea of American democracy.
Well, John, I think that the intelligence community during the Obama administration became way too politicized. And I think that in many ways it's opened a Pandora's box that's hard to put back in, and that now many of the intelligence community are politicized on both sides. I think that there's no doubt that Russia interfered in the elections in 2016. And I think that, unfortunately, many on our side have tried to suggest that it was a benign influence, when I think there's no doubt it was malign. But I know that from my time in the White House, I had some of the same briefers as the president. And when asked, they basically would say that, look, we know they were trying to interfere, but it's unclear they were really trying to pick sides in this. The bottom line is what they were doing is they were trying to basically sow discord among the American people. And they're learning that to use it across the globe. They're trying to interfere in elections all over the globe. Yeah, and so they're continually trying to get better and better at this system. But they're trying to sow discord and have Americans distrust the election results.
So what do you have to say about this, Megan, in words that you could use on TV?
I mean, obviously, this is a major distraction from the Epstein files. I think Tulsi Gabbard is trying to get back into the president's good graces. She herself in 2018 on Joe Rogan's podcast, Where the Internet Lives Forever, she said that Russia interfered. I mean, this also was signed by Marco Rubio from a commission from the Senate saying that there is credible evidence here. So if Barack Obama committed treason, then doesn't that make Marco Rubio the national security advisor and the Secretary of State an accomplice or an accessory here? So, I mean, this is just all a distraction. It's all just to turn the page on Epstein, which is not happening. And so I think it's like a waste of breath from Tulsi Gabbard.
So Barack Obama's camp responded this way: out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response, but these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Is this, Mark, a distraction?
Well, I think it is. I do think, though, that there was a politicization of the intelligence department during the Obama years. I think there was promotion of the Steele Dossier when they knew it wasn't true. And so I do think that there's a culpability there. Having said that, I do think as well the timing of this is at a time when there's so much concern about the Epstein files, and there is looking to be a distraction. And the notion that there's going to be a prosecution, I mean, John, there was a Supreme Court case just a year ago featuring Donald Trump in which he was granted enormous immunity and heralded that decision to say that all of my actions in my time, including after the election of 2020, are protected. So the notion that there's going to be a prosecution of Barack Obama is not going to happen.
Yeah, because I'm sure that if they went down that road, he would invoke that Supreme Court decision. Good to talk to you, folks. Thanks. Really